Howdy, howdy, welcome back to the Crafty Grinding channel. It's Thursday, it's also Halloween, so happy Halloween out there. But on Thursdays in Marvel Contest of Champions, they typically release new arenas. And if you're new to my channel, I always like to do arena cutoff videos for those arenas and give you my thoughts on where I think the cutoffs will be for these new arenas. So anyway, today for the new arenas, we've got Guillotine 2099 and Proxima Midnight. So first thing I always like to do is categorize these arenas, these new arenas, to past arenas. That allows me to then go look at those past arenas results to get an idea of what might happen this time. And I'm trying something a little bit different. What I've been noticing over time with the 5-star feature arena, it's kind of like the 4-star basic arena. And really, there's three categories. You either have high interest, low, medium interest, and low interest. 4-star feature, you normally don't see that kind of variation, regardless if it's a high, medium, low. Really, you just see a difference in scores if it's a new champ or an old champ. So I'm going to keep that consistent. But I am going to kind of go off now and kind of come up with some new categories for the 5-star feature. And with Punisher 29. This would not be the case for Punisher 29, but in the case of Guillotine 29, and some of the videos we've seen out there from different folks who've gotten early access to her, whether part of the content creators program or from the New York Comic-Con rewards, it's pretty crystal clear that she can do some tough damage. Now, she is a ramp-up champ for sure, but it looks like she can do some pretty decent damage. I think she's really going to be close to that high interest. I don't think she's going to be super high like Namor, but she's going to be right around that Warlock number, kind of borderline with, and I don't even think as far as Black Widow, Clairvoyant, but more close like those Warlock numbers. But we'll take a look at those here in a second. So anyway, I do think she's a high interest 5-star feature champ. With the 4-star basic, again, the 4-star feature is either new or old, and I think obviously with Guillotine 2099, she's a new champ of the game. She'll fall squarely in that new bucket. Proxima Midnight, now here again with the 4-star basic arena, either there's high, medium, or low interest, and she falls squarely in that low interest bucket. Really, medium and high interest are kind of reserved for champs that have their first time around in the 4-star basic arena, and that's not the case with Proxima Midnight. She's been here before. And with a 3-star feature, it's either again new or old, similar to the 4-star feature in this case, obviously. Guillotine 2099, not Punisher 29, but Guillotine 2099. We're looking at a new champ in the game. So anyway, now that I've got these categorized, I can take a look at some of those past arena results. Let's start first with 4-star basic low interest. You can see here you've got some decent low interest champs that have come in recently, but they still fall in that low interest. You've got Star-Lord here recently, who came at 16.8. Even Spider-Man Classic has some utility still as a defender in Alliance War, and he was at 1.55. Hela, decent champ if you know how to play her, 1.62, and then even Mephisto at 1.7. So you can see even with some decent champs, Mephisto, Hela, Star-Lord, you're still not getting much higher than 1.7 million. In most cases, closer to 1.6 million. So I think with Proxima Midnight, me personally, I'm not a big fan of her. She's totally a ramp-up champ. She's kind of like a ramp-up champ in the same sense of Punisher 2099. I do like the animations and gameplay, game mechanics of, I said Punisher 2099 again, Guillotine 2099. I think, in my opinion, I'd much rather have Guillotine 2099 as a ramp-up champ versus Proxima Midnight, but there's some people who love Proxima Midnight. She's got good synergies with the other Children of Thanos. So anyway, I do think, though, even despite all that, she's going to fit in this same kind of group here, somewhere around 1.6 million. And again, all these results that I share are for the veterans bracket, so that means your account's been open for over 60 days. Now, when it comes to 3-star feature results, really this has been the same bucket for years now. You're right around 1.3 to 1.4 million for new champs in the 3-star feature arena. Now jumping down to the 4-star feature arena, what we're seeing for new champs here, Warlock, and here's a little sample of recent new champs in the 4-star feature arena. You've got Warlock at 9.45, you've got Black Widow Clairvoyant at 11.99, you've got Elsa Bloodstone coming in at 10.5, and even Man-Thing at 9.5. So you can see we're kind of between 9.5, maybe all the way to 12, but I think really the average is kind of around 10 to 11 million. That kind of average. You've got the outsiders there with Warlock and Man-Thing, but they're both kind of closing it in close. You know, they're both closer to that bottom side, but you can see where that range is kind of forming. Now jumping over to the 5-star feature for high interest, you can see, in my opinion, high interest is anybody at or around 60 million plus. And looking at the past 4 new champs that have come in and had those scores, you've got Coliseum at 62 million, Namor setting that all-time high at 80 million, Warlock at 58.6, and then more recently with Black Widow Clairvoyant coming in at 67.7. I already shared earlier in this video, but my thoughts is I definitely don't think Guillotine 2099 is going to go all the way up to that Namor number, and I think it's going to be tougher even to get over 60, but I do think she's going to be right on that edge. She is literally on the edge of that high interest 60 million range. I think it might even be a tick underneath, or maybe right at that 58, 59, 60 million kind of number for the veterans bracket. So now that I've kind of shared these past results, here are my thoughts for round 1 cutoffs for these new arenas for the, again, veterans bracket. Meaning your account's been open for over 60 days. I think we're looking at 61 million. I know I said like 58, 59, 60, 61, so I always kind of like to trend a little bit higher, and if I'm off by a couple million, you've already gone this high. 61 million is pretty easy. An extra million or two is pretty easy to get in the 5-star feature arena. And then jumping to the 4-star feature, I think we're looking at 11 million, so kind of around that 10 to 11 million range. And then Proxima Midnight, the low interest, right at that kind of average, either around 1.6 to 1.65. Again, I think some people overvalue. I don't consider overvalue. They just like to play her as one of the better ramp-up champs in the game. So, their personal opinion. I think it's overvalued, but I think we're going to see that number come in right around 1.6 to 1.65. And then the 3-star feature, Guillotine 2099, I think we're looking at 1.3 million. Now, as I always say, these numbers are based off of those past result trends. And if you know anything from Wall Street or anywhere else, any analyst will tell you past results don't guarantee future results. It just gives us an idea of what might to expect off of other trend analysis, but exceptions happen all the time. So because of that, I always like to give a grind target, which are always going to be a little bit higher than those predictions, just to give yourself a little cushion. Nothing's guaranteed in these because exceptions can happen, but you give yourself a better chance if you push to these grind targets. So with the 5-star feature arena, I think we're looking at 65 million. For the 4-star feature, 12 million would be a good cushion. I think 1.9 million will make sure you get that Proxima Midnight in the 4-star basic arena, and the 1.4 million for the 3-star feature Guillotine 2099. And similar to the actual cutoff predictions, I always try to get within 5 to 10% with these predictions. With the grind targets, these are for the veterans bracket. Now for the earlier brackets, just not a ton of data out there. I only get anecdotal information from time to time for folks who put them in the comment section of my videos. And for those folks who do take that time, I do appreciate greatly. Occasionally I'll get some input and through line as well. And any way you can get that info to me is greatly appreciated, as that's the only way you get information anymore, is there's no other source across the community that provides these self-reported results. And that's key, because BAM never officially releases anything around arena results. It's just usually folks in the community reporting their scores. So kudos to those in the community who take time to share, because it helps the community figure out kind of what to do for next upcoming arenas. But anyway, with all that being said, for the beginners bracket, that means your account's open 1 to 30 days. 3-star feature, you're looking around 245. 4-star basic, 900,000, and the 4-star feature, 1.4 million. Jumping down the intermediate bracket, 3-star feature, we're looking at 500,000. 4-star basic, 1.1 million, and lastly, the 4-star feature, 1.5 million. So anyway, these are my thoughts again for the Guillotine 2099 and Proxima Midnight Arenas. We'd love to hear your thoughts, your opinions. So I'm on down in the comment section. We can discuss them there. If you have any questions, throw them down there as well, and I will try to get to them sooner than later. Other than that, if you find this information helpful, we'd really appreciate if you click that thumbs up button. If you like these videos, really appreciate it. If you like me creating these type of videos, keep on pushing that thumbs up button, as it shows the interest you all have, plus it also helps my channel and videos, so really appreciate it. And if you like these type of videos, if you're new to the channel, or you've been watching for some time and for whatever reason haven't clicked that subscribe button or that notification button, go ahead and click those suckers, as any of that stuff also helps YouTube realize that you guys like these type of videos, and will continue to let me know that I should keep on making them. So anyway, appreciate you checking out these videos, and other than that, thanks a lot for stopping by, and have a great day.